Well, Big 12 fans, prepare yourself for the latest anti-Big 12 grifts and the latest round of anti-Big 12 jokes. It's not enough just to deny Cincinnati access to the playoff. You need to rub it in their faces too. Welcome into the YouTube channel. I am John Kurtz. Please click subscribe if you have not. I try to give the Big 12 a voice here. I talk college football every day and conference realignment in general every day right now as well. So here's the deal. Cincinnati wins at Notre Dame last weekend. They are in, I think, prime position to be headed for a college football playoff spot in what has been basically the wildest year of college football that we've seen since 2007. Cincy now has the biggest win in school history, and they should be a tremendous story right now. And for the most part, they are. They're in a great position to make the playoff. Oregon lost. UCLA lost. Oklahoma continues to look vulnerable. Clemson has already lost twice. Boston College took a loss. That was a potential ACC contender, I suppose, theoretically, before last week. All of these things last week were positive developments for Cincinnati. And because it is such a wild year, a lot of the conversation should be Cincinnati has a real shot. Like, this is a team that's good enough to be in the playoff, a team that is legit, backed up the 8-0 undefeated season last year with wins at Indiana and Notre Dame by double digits. That should be the focus of the conversation. But instead, we get the latest round of bowl projections, and I'm starting to see things turn around in a negative light in some ways for Cincinnati here. We get stuff like this. So Brent McMurphy, he released for the Action Network his latest bowl projections, somebody certainly that's very well respected in the college football world. And he has Cincinnati versus BYU in the Fiesta Bowl. Cincinnati versus BYU in the Fiesta Bowl. That would be a very, very cruel move if the selection committee were to actually throw that together. If both of those teams went out and they say, look, you're not quite good enough, you're going to be 5-6 in the playoff rankings, and you guys just go play each other in the Fiesta Bowl while the big boys hang out here and do the college football playoff thing. Like, man, I mean, that is a cruel thing to throw out there. Now, I get that the idea here is these are projections based on what you think the committee might do. It's not necessarily that Brett McMurphy thinks this is what should happen. It's what he predicts will happen. So I'm not saying to send the pitchforks after McMurphy, but man, just seeing this get out there, it's like there's nothing you can do but roll your eyes. Because to be honest, look, I mean, would that be an intriguing matchup? Like, yeah, in some ways. I mean, I certainly respect both teams and enjoy watching both teams, but I don't want to watch them play each other right now because I just know what that brings. I know what that leads to. First of all, we're going to see this matchup a bunch in the future. Like, it's coming. It's a Big 12 matchup. I don't feel like we need an early dose of it. I want to see these Big 12 teams, these future Big 12 teams, go get a crack at other teams from power conferences in these major bowl spots, even if it is New Year's 6 and it's not going to be the playoff. Would much rather see them get a rip at those type of teams instead of each other. Because what this feels like is this. This is exactly what it feels like. The Reddit College Football account, which I do like, and again, I'm not saying to necessarily send the pitchforks after them here, but this is a pretty easy, I mean, to me, this is a grift. I mean, this is just trying to farm out some likes based on easy Big 12 jokes that come out of this. Cincinnati and BYU being at the kiddie table, basically, this year, and not actually being allowed in the college football playoff. Like, oh, that's cute, you guys, but you're going to be at the kiddie table. This is what I mean when I say the grift of making fun of the Big 12, because these things have happened all over the place time and time again, and it's such an easy, cheap thing to rack up likes at the league's expense, and we've seen it time and time again. I'm not saying there's not truth to it. If that were to actually happen, and that were the matchup that was in the Fiesta Bowl, it would be basically like putting those two teams at the kiddie table. But man, you know who else is at the kiddie table in all of these projections? It's the Pac-12 and the ACC. They don't have anyone in the playoff either, according to most of these projections. But the Big 12 is who takes the brunt of the jokes, right? Because that's the easy target. It's a very easy target to go after those teams. So, I mean, frankly, sorry, BYU and Cincinnati, that you're now being associated with that and getting in on all of these jokes that we've been seeing time after time after time again. And I mean, you could say, well, John, it's just jokes. It's just a Reddit, Twitter account. But, like, we see enough of this that over time it just starts to build an actual opinion and a narrative because it's been happening since 2010 in the Big 12. It's been happening since the days of Dan Beebe being the commissioner, and it's turned the Big 12 into a punchline, and that has not gone away. So I cringe seeing this. I don't like seeing this. Frankly, I hate seeing this, not just for Cincy and BYU's sake, but just for the entire league. And right now, Cincinnati still isn't getting all that much playoff respect from all these projections. CBS Sports has Cincinnati against Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, at least there you get a chance to go after a big brand name. I'm sure Cincinnati would love that opportunity, right, in the Fiesta Bowl. That would be a nice consolation prize if they don't make the playoff, but still, it's not the playoff. Mark Schlavoff from ESPN has Cincy against Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, that's gross. I don't know if look, No offense. Maybe there should be offense to Arizona State. I don't care. Nobody cares about playing Arizona State. And 24/7 Sports, perhaps the most insulting of all, has Cincinnati against Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. Yes, making you go up against Notre Dame in a rematch. Like, come on, people. Come on, man. That is not the reward that Cincinnati is seeking or deserves after going to South Bend and winning that game, scheduling those games, winning all of the games that they have in the last 2 years. I can understand, again, why the people making these projections do this, because they're projecting out what the committee is going to do. And last year, after watching the committee leave 8-0 Cincinnati behind 3-loss Florida and 2-loss Oklahoma, it's understandable to think, well, they're just going to screw them again. So I get it, and I'm not saying to go write a bunch of angry emails at all of these folks, but I am just alerting you to the problem and the issue that's still there. I mean, it just underscores how much of a battle there is still to go in this fight for respect for both Cincinnati and the Big 12. And that it's going to continue. And that's why this channel exists. That's why I'm sitting here trying to fight, because the fight certainly is not over, even after Cincinnati's win over Notre Dame. If you have not subscribed, please click subscribe to the channel. I talk college football every day here. Try to give the Big 12 a voice. We talk plenty of conference realignment here because of that every day on the channel as well. You can find me on Twitter at JL Kurtz. You can listen to my daily radio show by finding the link in the description of this video, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at John Kurtz Show. Appreciate it, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.